Welcome to Maths with Kani. Today we are doing the second video of the Add Maths paper. This is the paper 0606 and paper 2 variant 3 October-November 2019. Okay, now we are starting for the question number 5. A part is asking us to solve 3 cot square of y minus pi over 4 is equal to 1. Okay, now let us see how we are going to do this. First of all, you remember that cot theta is equal to 1 over tan theta. That means if cot theta is equal to a over b, tan theta will be equal to b over a. Just because this is inverse of this, this should be also inverse of this. This is a over b, this will be b over a. Okay, let us see what we are going to get here. We are going to get cot the square of y minus pi over 4 is equal to 1 over 3. Using this fact which I have explained to you, tan square of y minus pi over 4 will be equal to 3. Therefore, tan y minus pi over 4 is equal to plus or minus the square root of 3. Now, forget all the negative part we take care later on. Therefore, y minus pi over 4 is equal to tan inverse of the square root of 3. Therefore, y minus pi over 4 is equal to tan inverse of the square root of 3 is pi over 3. Okay, this is one answer. Now, this is y in the first quadrant or second quadrant. Therefore, y minus pi over 4 this is one answer which is falls in the first quadrant. And then let us see the second quadrant tan will be negative, because the negative part of this, the answer will be y minus pi over 4 is equal to pi minus pi over 3. Now from here we can say y is equal to pi over 4 plus pi over 3. And from here we can say y is equal to pi plus pi over 4 minus pi over 3. Now, it's enough to add this. This is 12. Common denominator is 12. Here is 7 pi. If you add them, you're going to get this one. And here, again, common denominator is 12. This is 12 pi plus 3 pi minus 4 pi, which is 11 pi over 12. These two answers fall in this range. Therefore, the answer is 7 pi over 12 or 11 pi over 12. Okay. Now we are going for the second part of this question. Second part of the question 5 also is another equation, and we have to solve this trigonometric equation. Now, for this, you should know that tan of theta is equal to sine theta over cos theta. Okay, therefore, cotan, as we discussed, is reverse of this. Therefore, this will be equal to cos theta over sine theta. And cosec theta is equal to 1 over sine theta. Therefore, if you know all these things, just you can replace this by, therefore you are going to get 7 cos z divided by sine z. This will be sine z divided by cos z. And this will be 7 over sine z. Now, take common denominator here, therefore here you are going to get sine z cos z then here will be 7 cos square of z plus sine square of z. Actually what I have done is that here I have multiplied by cos z and here by cos z. So the denominator will be same. Here I will multiply by sine z, here also by sine z. The denominator will be sine cos. So this is sine cos. Okay. Here you are having 7 sine z. Now, to get rid of this sine z, multiply both sides by sine z. Therefore, if I multiply both sides by sine z, I am going to get 7 cos square of z plus sine square of z divided by cos z equal to 7. Therefore, I multiplied here by sine z and here also by sine z. Therefore, this sine z cancels this and this sine z cancels this. So I'm going to get this. Now I will cross multiply here. Therefore, this goes there. Therefore, I multiply this here. Therefore, that means actually I'm multiplying both sides by cos z. Therefore, I'm going to get 7 cos square of z plus sine square of z equal to 7 cos z. Now you can see that the issue is this is sine. This is cos, but this is sine. How to get rid of this? We know that sine square of theta plus cos square of theta is equal to 1. Therefore, sine square is equal to what? 1 minus cos square of theta. Therefore, if I replace this, I can replace it by 1 minus sine square of z. Therefore, 7 times cos square of z plus 1 minus cos square of z is equal to 7 cos z. Now we can see that this is a quadratic equation in terms of cos z. So I will erase this part. So I'm going to get 7 cos square of z, 7 cos square of z minus 1, therefore this will be 6. So this is 6 cos square of z. This sign will be negative 7 cos z, and then plus 1 equal to 0. This actually you have an equation like this. For example, 6x squared minus 7x plus 1 equal to 0. Therefore, you can see that this is 6x minus 1 times x minus 1 equal to 0. You can factorize it like that. So, if you don't want to factorize, put in your calculator and get the answers. Doesn't matter. Easily you can see x is equal to 1 over 6 and x equal to 1. Okay, that means here I'm going to get cos z is equal to 1 or cos z equal to 1 over 6. So that you understand this quadratic equation, you can solve this quadratic equation in any method. You are going to get 1 over 6 and 1, therefore these two values of this. Now from here you can say z equal to cos inverse of 1. Cos inverse of 1 is 0. You can get it from your calculator. It is 0. And the other answer is 360, but both of them are not valid because makes the denominator 0. Therefore 0 and 360 makes sign 0, so that these two are not accepted. Not accepted. Therefore, why they are accepted? Because 0 and 360 makes this denominator 0. Therefore, the only answer we are having is this. Cos z equal to 1 over 6. Therefore, z will be equal to cos inverse of 1 over 6, which the answer is, use your calculator to get the answer. The answer is 80.41. Okay, this is the answer. Now, we know that cos, we want between 0 and 360. We know that cos is positive in first quadrant and also in the fourth quadrant. Therefore, another answer is 360 minus this answer which we are having. Therefore, the other answer is z equal to 279.6. Therefore, these are the two answers for this equation. Okay, now we are doing question number 6. In the question number 6, it says do not use calculator in this question. Therefore, we are not supposed to use calculator in this question. First part of this question is asking to find tan ACB. ACB is this, therefore we are supposed to find tan of this. We know formula for tan of any angle theta is equal to opposite over adjacent. Opposite is this, adjacent is this, therefore tan of this, tan ACB is opposite over adjacent. Opposite is 3 plus the square root of 3, 3 plus the square root of 3 divided by 3 minus the square root of 3. Therefore, we have done. But he's asking us to simplify this in this format. Therefore, I have to write r plus s, the square root of 3, where r and s are integers. So, how to do this? We know that if we multiply this by the conjugate of this, we are going to get rid of this second root here. Therefore, I will multiply this by the conjugate. If I multiply this, I'm going to get 9. I'm going to get 3 square root of 3 plus, again 3 square root of 3. And I'm going to get this time this, which is 3. Now, if I multiply this will be 9. We know that this time this and this time this cancel each other. Therefore, I'm going to get minus 3. Therefore, the answer here is 6. This and this and this will be 12 plus 6 square root of 3. Therefore, if you factorize 6 and simplify, you're going to get 2 plus the square root of 3. Therefore, we have written it in this format. R plus s square root of 3, therefore r is 2, s is 1, therefore this is the format which is required. Now, after this, he has asked us to find AC, that means this length. You are supposed to find this length. Now, for this, I prefer to use Pythagoras theorem to find this. Okay. To use Pythagoras theorem, we can say that AC square is equal to 3 plus the square root of 3 square plus 3 minus the square root of 3 square. Therefore, this square means this multiplied by itself. Therefore, that means 3 plus the square root of 3 times 3 plus the square root of 3 plus 3 minus the square root of 3 times 3 minus the square root of 3. So if you expand this, you are going to get 9 plus 3 square root of 3, plus 3 square root of 3 plus 3. If you are expanding this, you are going to get 9, and here you are going to get minus 3 square root of 3 minus square root of 3 plus 3 again. Now you can see this cancels this, and this cancels this. You are going to get 12, and 12 here also, you are going to get 24. Now, what we have got is that we know that AC square is equal to 24. Therefore, AC is a square root of 24. We are not going to put plus or minus because AC is the length, therefore it won't be negative. Now, this is not in this format he wants. He wants a number here rather than 1. Okay, therefore AC, I can write this. What is perfect square in that? I can write this is 4 times 6. Therefore 4, the square root of 4 is 2, 2 comes out. Therefore the answer is 2 square root of 6. So we got the answer. So it is AC. AC is equal to 2 square root of 6. This is question number 6. Now we are doing question number 7. Question number 7 is actually on integration and differentiation. Okay, the first part says that this is a diagram of, part of the diagram of this curve, y equal to x plus 6 over 3x plus 2 cube, both sides is square. Okay, so now, and this is line x equal to 2. Now we don't care about that part. First, he's asking find correct to two decimal places the coordinates of the stationary point. Whenever you want to find the stationary point, first we have to find dy by dx. A stationary point means a point on the curve which the gradient is 0. That means dy by dx should be 0 somewhere here. The dy by dx somewhere here is 0. Therefore, we are going to find this point. So now I have to find dy by dx. I know y is equal to x plus 6. This power 2 is in denominator, therefore I can write this 3x plus 2 to power of negative 2. Now I will write dy by dx. dy by dx. Differentiate this one. This is 1. Now for this negative 2 comes down here, will be actually 6 times negative 2 times derivative of inside, differentiate inside. Therefore this is 3x plus 2, if you differentiate this you are going to get 3. Now reduce 1 from the power, therefore this is 3x plus 2, the power reduce 1 from this, therefore this is minus 2, minus 1. So here will be 1 minus 36 times 3x plus 2 to power of negative 3. Now we know that dy by dx is 0. Why? We want to find this point. At this point the gradient is 0 because it's a stationary point. There is no gradient. Therefore dy by dx is 0, so you are getting 0 is equal to 1 minus. Again this negative power goes to denominator. This is 1 minus 36 over 3x plus 2 to power of 3. Now take this that side of the equation, therefore this negative changes to positive, therefore I'm going to get 36 divided by 3x plus 2 to power of 3 is equal to 1, so that I cross multiply this here, I'm going to get 3x plus 2 cube is equal to 36. Then to get rid of 3 here, I cube root this part. I'm going to get 3x plus 2 is equal to cube root of 36. And then the 3x will be equal to cube root of 36 minus 2. Therefore x is equal to cube root of 36 minus 2 divided by 3. Put this in the calculator because you want this correct to two decimal places. You are going to get 4.3 correct to two decimal places. Now, to get the second one also correct, now you have to substitute the value of y in the equation y equal to this. Therefore, now substitute for x here, you are going to get y value, y is equal to 0.98. Just substitute the value, you are going to get this value here. Now we go for the second part of this question. Okay, now we are going to do the second part of the same question. In this part is asking us to find the area of the shaded region. He wants the area of this part. We know that area under the curve is integration, therefore we have to integrate from 0 to 2 this function. Therefore we have to find integrate from 0 to 2 y dx. So this is the integration from 0 to 2. Y is this. Already I have explained to you, this is x plus 6. This 2 is power in the denominator, therefore this is negative power. Therefore this is 3x plus 2 to power of negative 2. We need to integrate this one. Okay? If you know the formula for ax plus b to power of n dx, you know the answer is 1 over n plus 1 times ax plus b to power of n plus 1. Therefore, easily you can integrate this. This, I think, is a very simple part. This x is very simple. You can say x squared over 2. You are adding 1 to the power and dividing. And this 6 is there. Now, here, n is minus 2. Therefore, minus 2 plus 1. And a here is 3 times 3x plus 2 minus 2 plus 1. Therefore, this is the integration from 0 till 2. Now, I would like to simplify this a little bit, and then I will go on to substitute numbers. So x squared over 2, this 3 cancels, this is 2, this is minus 1, therefore this is negative 2. And negative 2. And this is power negative 1, therefore it goes to denominator, therefore this is 3x plus 2. You see, much simpler than previous one. Now you have to add 2 inside this, therefore you are putting 2 here, 2 to the power of 2 is 4, 4 over 2 minus 2 over, you are putting 2 here, will be 6, will be 8. Minus, when you are putting the value 0, the lower limit. 0 here will be 0, therefore this is 0 minus, you are putting 0 here, will be 0, 2 over 2. Now this you can put in the calculator, but it is not a difficult thing. Anyhow, this is 2 minus 1 over 4 plus 1. Therefore this is 3 minus 1 over 4. This is 11 over 4. Therefore the answer is 11 over 4. Therefore this is actually equal to 2.75 if you want to write it in the fraction format. Okay, this is the second part of this question.